Welcome to Mark's Basement Arcade. Today we're going to work on a Bally Night Rider drop target assembly. It isn't really a bad mech to take apart, but it is one you definitely want to take pictures of. So we're going to take pictures of the sides, how this all goes, how this bracket attaches, and stuff like that. I already took pictures because I did this assembly the other day, so I have pictures on my phone still on how it got apart. Needed to focus on this side. These screws are not so much here, but you have the big coil assembly on the side here. It's good to take a picture of that and how that went together, and then when we take it apart, the springs and the C-clips or E-clips, how they came off. We're gonna work on this first. And note, these are short screws here. There's 4 of them. And then there's 2 long ones here. And putting this whole assembly together is a lot easier when you just leave it loose. It makes it easier. There's going to be 2 screws here. We're going to loosen these up just a little bit. There. That's just enough. Now we're going to take these screws out here, the ones that hold it to the playfield. Now here's the trick. Bally thought it was really awesome to put screws down in the middle, so we got to kind of go fish through here and get out these 2 screws. So you need a really long Phillips screwdriver to navigate the drop target assembly to get the screws out. I will show you where the screws are when we get this apart. Alright, we got this loose, so this is going to fall off, which we can totally get out of our way and let it hang. There was a screw here and a screw here that went and held this down. So my next step is I'm going to take a picture of these wires. Come on, camera, be the right way. Because we're going to take these wires off. And these wires will come off because it just makes it a little easier to move this mech around without these wires getting in your way. Now we got those off. We will be soldering them back on later, but you will understand this a little bit better now. Now I can move it a ton more. Now let's move you to the side. Now over here we got 2 screws that hold the coil assembly, coil stop, and then 2 that hold the top of the coil. We're going to take those out too. And those will also be long screws. They're all the same screws, which is good. So you're not going to mix any of them up. You'll understand why I do this in a minute. Now this coil has been taped up. I don't know exactly why. However, it ohms exactly as the other one. So that means it does work. And they did work when I took this all apart. I mean, before I took it apart. And good, this one is not broken. This ring was broke on the other one, the sleeve. These usually never go to junk, except for when the sleeve breaks off, like this one did. Broke right off the edge. So that one's garbage. This one is still good. Alright, we got this apart. Now, see how it comes totally off. Now we gotta work some magic. We gotta get these, there's gonna be all these clips and pins holding these on. Let me get you on manual focus. There. You see the clips now. We have to pull those out, and then this pin will pop through. That's a lot more fun part, is doing those. It just makes it so much more interesting to do. I'm going to tighten these back down. These are not the easiest to get off and put back on. Because they slide through. Now since we got that off, we can lift this out, pull this through. There'll be a spring here, and it just loops around once. And then it comes off, and just leave your spring hang. And we'll do that to all of these. These are actually coming off a lot better than that other side did. Now as I say that, this one is being very stubborn. And this one does not want to come off as good as, oh, there we go. These will have to get cleaned before we put the assembly back together because they are greasy, as you can see my fingers. This way that goes like that. And there was a trick I need to show you with the new drop targets that I got. They are slightly different. I don't know if they all are this way, but I noticed they were different after I put the first side together. I'm using my vice grips to get this one out. And when you put these clips on too, lay them down on a flat piece of wood and make sure they're perfectly flat still. Sometimes when you take them out, they get a little bent. I was really prying these out the other day on the other side. They seem to be a lot more sticky than these ones are. And I bent a couple of them, so I had to straighten them back out. No big deal. I'm just gonna do that to all these. What I'm doing is I'm wiggling and just pulling straight up. This seems to be working a lot easier than the screwdriver method. This way, I know I won't bend any of them. And once we get this apart, I will take it to my sink and scrub it down really super good to get these cleaned. Now what I was having a problem with these are getting this right here. This was getting really wore off on certain ones. This one has got a good chunk of it missing. This one's got a chunk of it missing. This one's got a chunk of it missing. And what that does, this is the shelf where my thumb is right there, which holds them up. Chunk of it missing. This one's pretty much almost gone. It's only got a little bit of it left. This one's in decent shape. This one is almost completely gone. As you can see that compared to that one. I will put these two together so you can see the difference. Which one's a better one? This one's a good one. Let me get a towel to wipe them off so you can see the difference between a decent one that would still work for years versus one that might just do random resets but on its own. Plus these are paint's all wore off on them, and who knows how long they've been here. So if you got to replace one, you might as well do the whole set. There we go. See how this one has this big moon here and this one doesn't? This is the part when they pop up, they rest on that. See, this one's got a nice shelf where it can rest on, because these will slide up through the mech and then they rest on the top right here. Actually, let's do that. We'll put two in there and we will show you exactly how they rest and why we're replacing them. These were dropped down, they come up and they rest like that. See, this one, a little banging of the playfield, and this one can reset itself because it's got nothing to sit on. See how it sits like that? Now this one, see how that one sits? Let's get them both up at the same time. There. That's why we're replacing the set. Because see how this one is all wore out, the one I'm wiggling, compared to the other one? This one's going to get random setting on its own, where you either just barely touch it or the action of the machine vibrating will drop it down. So that's why we're replacing these. And I always recommend doing the whole set because they all wear together. They all wear out exactly the same together. Some wear harder than others, as you've seen with these, where they wear out more. But you gotta remember, this one is the same age as this one and the same age as this one. So these are all, they're not as flexible as they used to be. They're harder. They're filthy. Yeah, I can clean them. Where did the other one go? I can clean them off and make them look pretty. I can't really fix this because that's all wore off. Yeah, I could paint that back on, but how long would it be before it chipped off? And I can't replace the war shelf that's on there. So those are garbage. This I'm just going to take to the laundry tub and spray it down with some degreaser, wash it off in hot water, and then bring it back and we will put it together. But during that time, you're going to see me rebuild this and this. And this is not going to be here because I need to wash this and then let it dry. So we'll be back and we'll be putting this back together. Alright, and we're back. What I noticed about the new targets, they are this much longer. This little end here. How it's got this step here. They are that much longer than they need to be, so I have to trim that off to make them the correct length. Because when I rebuilt the other side, I found out that they weren't going down all the way, and I was like, whoa, what's going on here? And then I compared them to the old drop targets, and I was like, huh, they're just a little bit longer with that edge on it. So I just took it and I cut that off. To get it to be the correct length. And that's what I'm doing right now. Now, they're the correct lengths. They're not too long, and they're not too short. They are now the correct length, like the original ones. I really don't want to touch one of these, but now when we put them together, they're now exact same length. There we go. They're redesigned, which is better. Instead of just having this little loop here, now it's got this massive piece that won't break off, like originals did and wouldn't let you spring. So I have to go through and trim all these to be this one, and then we will be right back. Alright, drop target all cleaned up, degreased. So while we got it here, let's get the buzzer out and clean up these contacts real quick. That's good. Let's hit these up real quick. Again, this is just a cheap Harbor Freight Dremel with a real Dremel 443 bit in it. Alright. Now, this is all cleaned and ready to go. So, what we need to do, I gotta get my hands a little bit cleaner. So I'm going to be touching these new drop targets. I don't want to get them dirty. Alright, we're clean. We will be using my Super Lube liquid. And I'm going to go around and hit all the points of contact, metal to metal. Because I just degreased this whole thing in the laundry tub. I actually sprayed degreaser on it. Got it nice and hot and juicy. So I wanted to make sure that we are well lubricated. And I just kicked you. Sorry. Alright. New targets. We're going to stick... Get this out of the way. Get you over like that. These are just very simple. We're going to hook the spring back on into this hole here, like this. See? We're going to take this and give it a little just a slight bend to get it up through there. We're going to take that and drop it down through there. We're going to take one of our pins. These can go in this way or this way. It doesn't really matter. They are very universal. I put them in two different ways because it's easier for me. There. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. So I saw the new Top Gun Maverick yesterday. It was the bomb. I highly recommend it, but chances are you've seen it on DVD and Blu-ray already. So what did you like about it? Put in the comments, please. I loved it. So I guess since you're going to see this at a much later date, we can talk about spoilers. I guess we won't, because maybe you haven't seen it and you might stop. We won't talk about anything. I just loved it. There are so many things that it has in common with the old movie and so much new. I'm just going to put them all in this way. It's a little easier for me to see what I'm doing. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. If you haven't seen Top Gun 1, the original, you need to go see it. That is good. Like I said, give her a little spring. Put on there, twist it into the hole. Like that. Give her a little bend so you don't scrape the front. Get it up in there. Drop this down through that. grab a pin, push the pin through the lever, grab a C-clip, snap the C-clip in, so what is it? It's a 30th, so I saw the movie the 29th. Top Gun Maverick. Great movie. And if you did see the movie, you can drop comments down there. Just nobody, if you haven't seen it, don't read it. But like I said, if you haven't seen the movie by now, because you're probably going to see this maybe a year after this game's gone, because the videos I am dropping now, if you're watching my channel, the games have been gone for a year at least. Let's get that up through there. Oh, forgot the spring. You need to have the spring on. It just helps with everything. It gives you your tension. It helps the targets go up and down. Helps with alignment. It's just happiness. Come on, there we go. Oh, I went too far. Come on. This is the hard part, getting on the edge, this last one. Here. At least for me it is a little bit harder. And this is like my last thing to do, because I gotta cook dinner. Grill. It's almost 4 o'clock p.m. Come on. Here we go. I always give the C-clips a little spin. That way I know they're in. You know, it's a little fun part here. If you can, I suggest you slide this up in there first before you do anything else. I forgot we need to clean this piece. Let's put that over there. I'm just cleaning the old grease off of them, because I know there's grease on there and there doesn't need to be. It's usually when these things stop functioning good, people tend to throw a little grease on them, and that's kind of a no-no. Alright, we're going to get that. We're going to re-loosen those screws up in the front. It just makes it a little easier. You were a dodo. Okay, that's probably why. Okay. Like that. See how that makes everything so much easier? You take these and you get them all lined up. Once you get those lined up, you can slide that right up into there. We'll start putting the shorter screws in. Just to hold this panel together. grab every long screw there is right now, apparently. Okay, top piece. Now you want to loosen that up just a little bit so you can get your alignment a little bit better. Long screws again. Don't forget to tighten up that other side either. Tight. 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 All right. Looks good. This will pull down, reset them. We'll go up, pull down, reset. And while you're doing that, change this bulb. So much easier. So much easier. Trust me. Alright, now we're going to put this coil back. Oh, we had it right. Now, coil stop goes on first. Like that. Now we're going to take this plate. This is going to slide up like this. Actually, we just move you over here. Move the HDMI cable over that. There. Coil plate, coil stop on first. Like that. This, you're going to slide up over that. This, you're going to do a dance now. You can get that to slide up and go like that. That was your dance. Now here's the other fun part. Lining up all the holes. Once you get a screw started, it kind of like gets the bottom and top aligned so they don't like fall apart on you. Kinda. It helps if you can see the hole. Did I tighten these? Forgot to tighten these two top ones. All this is going to be another fun exercise. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Alright. Makes it a little easier for me. I'm going to be blocking you, but you know I'm just putting the screws in. Sorry. I can't put these in without being over the top of them. But if you are watching this video, you probably have this mech and you want to know how it works and how it comes apart. So you'll be able to experiment on your own and see how you can get those tight. Alright, that's tight, 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 tight. I didn't loosen these, but tight, tight. Alright. All the switches, they're all closed right now. These are all open. And when they go down, they actuate the switch. I'm just going to do a little fine tuning on these. Let's get them a little. This one's like really far out. That happens when you clean them sometimes. It goes like that. That goes like that. Let's get a couple of these started. Just align everything up. Okay, we got two started. Now we're gonna finagle my bit down through here so I can get one of its screws in there. I don't know if you can see it. Yes, you can. There's one screw right here, and then there's one screw right here. You can't see it because of this light, but I am actually going down through the mech. Like this somehow. There we go. And I am getting right onto that screw. See? That is what I'm doing. There we go. There, the pain in the butt ones are all in. Let's turn my soldering iron back on quick. There we go. So by the time I'm getting these done, that thing will be hot enough and we can put those couple wires back on. And they all set now flush with the playfield, which is good. That's what we wanted. Now these go on there like that. Get my soldering iron over here. With a high, high ho and a high, high he. Lords of the Trident. That's who did that song. It's Walter lyrics anyways. Alright. Give it balls a wiggle, a good hard wiggle. That's what you want, a hard wiggle, to make sure nothing falls off, just like that one and that one. But if you soldered them on good, you can literally probably almost pick up this machine with these wires. Alright, that's it. Now you learned how to rebuild a drop target assembly. Well, just generally a Bally drop target assembly you learned how to rebuild, but this is a Knight Rider one. But yeah, that's basically a Bally drop target, 5-bank drop target assembly. So thumbs up. There should be some cool stuff along the bottom here. Please like and subscribe. Also check out the description if you want some merch, or if you just want to donate to the channel. There's marksbasementarcade@gmail.com. You can just give a donation if this helped you, or if you just want to, or just a thumbs up or a comment and thank you or anything like that. Anyways, take care. Later.